Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're back at the Forge, RAKDOS Forge. We're going to see what we're going to do. Picked this one up at Aether Hub, and it happens to have a bunch of invasions in here to help supplement the already awesome synergy between a lot of hard-hitting cards that really focus on Urabrask Forge. Problem is that Urabrask Forge doesn't show up. Does the rest of the deck hold together? In the past, the answer is yeah, it does. So I'm hoping this one does just as well. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, Master of the Winter Constellations, Dr. Yukon Suckett. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Suckett. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you once again, from say it with me, secret underground headquarters. And I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by nobody in particular, not even titled anything other than RAKDOS. But when I took a look at it, it was a RAKDOS Forge deck, at which point I'm like, oh, RAKDOS Forge. And it's a good one, man. It's got the Magmatic Sprinter. It's got things that proliferate between Vraska and Cacophony Scamp. I mean, it's not the tightest deck in the world, but still, this thing had a 70% win rate on the chart. And it's like, let's see if it really is as good as it makes it out to be. So, yeah, we're playing this one today. It's been a while. I think May was my Urabrask's Forge month. That was a while ago. We're back at it, baby. We're playing RAKDOS Forge. So what we're going to do is really quick, we're going to pound through what these cards do. We're going to talk about what the deck's supposed to do, and then we'll take it out and we'll crush some hopes and dreams. All right, what do we got? We got this guy's a 1/1, and whenever he dies, you deal its damage equal to its power to any target. And if you deal damage to a player, you can choose to sacrifice it. So you can cause that to happen. And when that does happen, you also proliferate. So this guy's got a lot of action going on there. Thing is you want to proliferate when you got something out to accept the proliferate, and we got some other things, but it's going to take a lot more than just one mana to get there. Let's see, creature kill, creature and artifact kill. This thing, discard a card if you do draw 2 cards, and then if you feel like cracking it open, you can put out a dude that will put out elementals or something. What does this do? Force your opponent to sacrifice a creature or planeswalker, and then they lose a life. This one, target opponent exiles a creature, target opponent exiles an enchantment. Oh, we do have the ability to kill enchantments. Excellent. This guy, he's a hasty 3/2, and when he hits the battlefield, you put 2 oil counters on target. Artifact or creature you control, and then if it doesn't have any counters on it at the end of the turn, you return it back to your hand. You know, return it back to your hand is usually the best thing to do, because you want to cast him again so you can put more oil counters on. What do you want to put more oil counters on? Urabrask Forge. Because at the beginning of combat, you put out a dude who's got haste and trample, where its power is equal to the number of oil counters on Urabrask Forge, and you get an additional one at the beginning of every turn by itself. So between the Magmatic Sprinter and this guy, you're putting 3 on per turn. 3, man, that is insane. And if this guy can get into attack, that's 3 extra points of damage, and then he comes back to your hand, and you can start the whole cycle again. Ob Nixilis pops out there. You can sacrifice a guy like a Forgeling, at which point then you get a Ob Nixilis whose loyalty is equal to the power of the guy you just killed, who could be totally stoked if it was a nice big one. Because by the time you're doing big guys off of Urabrask Forge, you're pretty much won the game anyway. So you probably don't need to be doing Ob Nixilis, but whatevs, you got the option, right? So this guy puts out little devil babies, and then the +1 on this is each opponent loses 2 life unless they discard a card. If you control a demon or a devil, you gain 2 life. So this got some life gain to it if you can keep a devil going there. I've never seen the -7 ability work where target player draws 7 cards and lose 7 life, but I'd like to see that happen someday. This invasion does 3 points of damage to each creature and each planeswalker, so that's a nice board wipe. All-in-one deals damage to any target equal to the number of tokens you are putting on stuff. And we are putting lots of tokens out. Between the planeswalkers and Urabrask Forge and proliferating and rolling around, this thing should be very, very active. I mean, I think actually the invasions get that kind of thing too. They get tokens on them when they come into play, which would trigger off all would be 1. So that means this thing's laying down 4, that one's laying down 4, this one's laying down 4. These are 4-point bombs every time. Every time. This guy, he comes out with 2 oil counters. If you proliferate, it'll increase. And then every turn you can tap it to put an oil counter on an artifact like Urabrask Forge, making it even stronger faster. So this is mostly like a Forge ramp deck is what we're looking at. And now we got a nice collection of lands. We can put out some poison mites. I just don't really know why we need this. We should probably get more of the Monumental Facade is what I'm thinking. But anyways, that's the deck. So what are we doing? We're getting our guys out. We're attacking. We're attacking like crazy, and we're trying to get Urabrask Forge. And once we do, what are we going to do? We're going to pound as much oil onto that as possible, stoking that Forge, getting these guys big, and going nuts. We got to sacrifice it in the turn, so if we have the ability to sacrifice it to an Ob Nixilis, we'll do it. Other than that, we'll use our invasions to wipe things out and maybe draw a little bit of cards right there. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Before we do, let's say our prayers and talk about what's best in life. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells in the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, against Draco, 8,900. Keep. 3 damage to each creature and planeswalker. Cost me 4. Let's get out there. So I can put out enough to, get my own guys out and then kill them. That sounds like a good time. Had by all. Cancel. What am I trying to do there? All in. All right, number 3. Let's go ahead and Ob Nixilis ourselves. I guess I could have attacked for 1, killed it, done another point of damage. Put these 2 guys out. Devil! All right, that's 4. Let's go on in. Let's pump them up. And we're good. It's not worth putting this thing out unless I actually have some creatures to kill on their side. This guy's pulling out a lot of... He's got a lot of Christmas there. He's going full Naya. That'll be awesome. And another shot to the face. And he goes for the kill. All right, you block it. It's dead. There's another. And I can put out Vraska. That'll be with 5 or whatever it is. Ooh, I can play Vraska full 4. Okay, let's do this. What you gonna do? You gonna give it up? You gonna give it up, yo? Yeah, you are. All right, let's play the full price. And we win! In your face, Charlie Brown! Victory! Alright, playing against Hishca. Two. Alright. What do we need? 3, 4. Alright, so we need a 3rd mana. That's nice. Alright, putting out a nice devil there. Unfortunately, it doesn't have haste. Totally should. What are we playing here? Still nothing worth doing. Ob Nixilis, don't care. Old Creepy Jones. It's got a bug. Let's do what we do so well. This just puts oil counters on things, and we don't necessarily need to put oil counters on things. Keeping it up. Ob Nixilis, do your thing, buddy. All in, devil. Alright, it's down to 11. We could put out all we want. That would be good. Hopefully he doesn't... He's got yet another creature out, though. I'm just going to do it. Okay, this only does 3. No attacks. She's gonna be a little chump for us. He's gaining life back like a sucker. Maybe I should have gone for the face. Gotta play the full price. Yeah, totes. draw a life or draw a card. And totally. There we go. That's looking good. Let's just increase it. That's fine. And again. Man, Ob is good. Especially when playing with Planeswalkers. We got our Ob Nixilis up to 7. I can't believe it. Where's this guy coming out? It's a 3. Alright, let's just do this. Let's cancel. I don't have a guy out. One, two. In. And attack. And we win. Ob for the win. Victory. And we're playing against Greenwwed. Interesting. 1, 2, 3. Oh, our best forge. All Ob. Alright, I love it. 5s are hard to get to, but who cares? Everything else is great. Ooh, even better. Just don't come after my hand, dummy. Sacrifice! That's the problem with a card like that. You get it out early, but everybody's got everything they need to force you to get rid of it. Alright, just let it go. I mean, absolutely, Urabrask Forge. He's just going to dodge that. He doesn't care. Alright, so Magmatic Sprinter will be able to throw dudes on Urabrask's Forge. I can't take out artifacts. I can take out your little wormlets. There you go, Tinkerbell. Should I do it now? Should. I'll wipe him out while we have the ability to. You can potentially bring one back from the... make it so it doesn't quite die. Looks like that's not going to happen. There we go. What is over here anyway? Whenever... let me read the card. Whenever element deals cast a spell, 2 damage to each opponent. I mean, this is great, but I got some throats to go after. The only thing that would be better on this next turn would be get a mana. I'm putting out Magmatic Sprinter unless I can put out Ob1. Does this kill the lifelink? Keep going for the throat. You should think about using them for blocking, except for the next turn I'll be strong enough to kill it. That's what you're for. I'm just going for the throat. There we go. Bounce back to my hands, friends. I don't think there's a way forward here for you, my friend. I mean, you need to chew up your own land, your foods, so that you can actually get some of your life. Yeah, it costs like 2 for each one, I believe. Yeah, 2. Alright, let's clear the board of obstacles. Red 5 have cleared the way. I'm sure he's not pleased with the turn of events here. Yeah, I got a lot, man. And we win! Look at that. Hubert was freaking out over there. Victory! Alright, playing against Corven. All red. I'm okay with that for the moment. The idea if I can get a Sprinter and a Urabrask Forge out is fantastic. Okay, I need a black for that. That guy looked too fancy to be left alive. All right, 20-20. Still, I can't play anything with black in it yet. Still all red. All right, let's put this guy out. Pump. And I'm not going to sacrifice our Sprinter to the rat. All right, there you go. All right, we need black still. But he did clear the deck so that I can come through with the Sprinter. Down to 6. Everybody takes a seat. And we win. We got nothing, no creatures on the board. Yet we have victory. Our opponent against Bryant. We got 2, and these all require 3. Let's hope we pick up that 3rd mana. Can't get a Cacophony Scamp out on the first turn. This guy's too slow. Are we going first? I gotta believe we are not. And there's our red mana. All right. I will shoot you in the face. All right, Cuber, here you go. Here's your food. Go get him. How you doing, Hootie? Decline. Alright, so what's nice is that we can blow him up when we have Forge out. We can bust that thing up by 1. He's playing all black. Probably not going to have much of an answer to this. Got a guy. All attack. There we go. Do I really care? Decline. Because as soon as he decides to kill him, that's when it'll pump up. Let's wait a little bit. What does this guy do? Alright, that's cool. So it's nothing that big of a deal. Leave Cacophony out as Chumpy McChumpersine. It's nice we could also blow the board with these things too. Nothing in the graveyard. Right to the face. Alright, so that is 5. Let's give him a little bit of the love. That dare not speak its name. Alright, here he is, the Magmatic guy himself. The biggest problem would be if you were to actually kill Urabrask forward. That would destroy me. That I'm cool with. There we go. Okay. So you would have been better just to kill off the temporary guy. It's just temporary is the problem. I think you're starting to pee yourself a little bit. Alright, it's just trample, man. You're not going to be able to block it, but I'll just do this anyway. And we win. Boom, boom! Goes the room. Victory! Alright, so we're playing with RAKDOS Forge. And I, once again, loved this deck. Loved it! So yeah, you're definitely going to see this at the beginning of the next month as I do my favorite decks of the month. This is totally one of them. Has to be. And the only thing would be is if I get 5 other decks I love more than this, I just have a hard time believing it. That would be an incredible month. Incredible. All right, so this is RAKDOS Forge. I remember there was I think it was May, I was doing essentially Forge month. And I was playing all the different kind of colors you could play with Forge. And I played a RAKDOS Forge before, and a lot of the things are the same. But I think I tried to tune that RAKDOS Forge deck to be as tunable as you possibly could be towards Urabrask Forge. This one seems to have gone a little wide. With having Vraska in there and Ob Nixilis, I think that, there was just these weird combinations of cards that just won. That just won. All on their own. Like, yeah, it was the Planeswalkers and all would be one. That thing was just laying it out. I generally haven't put together the invasions with Urabrask Forge before. Invasion of Karsus. I'd never even seen it before. I can't say I've ever seen that card, but I loved it. I love the fact that it was doing board wipes for 3 against creatures and planeswalkers. That was so incredibly good. Yeah, so altogether, I thought this deck was fantastic, and it wasn't super tuned, but still it had a nice variety to it that made it fantastic to play with. I'm going to stop saying things because all I'm going to say over and over again was fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. All right, so this is going to be an A+ deck, possibly, probably. So let's get there. Who was the MVP? Well, obviously, it was Urabrask Forge. Urabrask Forge was the MVP, but you know who helped him out so much? It was Magmatic Sprinter. And we knew that from before, right? Those two together are just so incredible. All will be one works very well with it because he's popping 2 down to turn. Playing all be one with your planeswalkers, also incredible bombs that throw things down. I like the fact that we had the creature control between Abrade, Go for the Throat, Debt for the Kami, and the invasions. That was so good. The Monumental Facade, I love playing this with Urabrask Forge. Love it. So all together, this was I just can't stop talking about it. So the MVP was Urabrask Forge, and obviously I think we knew that was going to happen. Congratulations, Urabrask Forge. Was this deck competitive? Okay, so I picked this specific recipe for this deck off of Aether Hub, and I think that they said that it was 69%, something like that. Let's see if I can find it here. 70%, that's what it was, 70%. I said, I'll go take a look at a 70% deck, and I saw that it was our friend RAKDOS Forge. I ended up getting 75% out of it. I lost 2 times out of 8 games. But no, it was insane. You know who I lost to? The big one I want to say is the worst. It was Rot Priest with just a whole handful of creature protection. Just because I just laid it out on that guy over and over and over again. And he just kept protecting the Rot Priest over and over and over again. Eventually, I just died of poisoning just because he just always had the ability to protect his guy. Can't do much about that. All right, anyway, 75%. This is 100% a competitive game. It is super competitive. I would take this out onto the ladder to try to rank up. It is the way to go. All right, let's see. Is this deck fun? No, it sucks completely. Yes, this deck is the epitome of fun. If I had my choice, this would be the deck I'd be playing for the rest of my life if I was forced to. I like to play a lot of different decks. I like to play around, baby. You can't pin me down. No, this deck is incredible. Yeah, I'm going to put a ring on it. Let's see. Lastly, was this deck interesting? So interesting is a hard word. I don't think there's any Wilds of Eldraine in here, which at this point you really should. It's really holding down the Aftermath and the March of the Machines cards. is what we're really seeing here. The thing that made this interesting to me was the inclusion of the invasions. Because other than that, this is a pretty standard Rakdos Forge deck. You know, Vraska with Proliferate will help to pump up Urabrask Forge, which is why she does so well with it. Yeah, the invasions, that was really where it kind of comes about. So that's what I was kind of interested in. I hate to say that it's not super interesting. The reason why is because there's nothing new. It's not tribal. It's pretty much a standard deck we've seen a few times before. This one just happens to have 3 different types of invasions in it. So it's not the most, God, I hate saying that. It's not the most interesting deck in the world, other than the fact that it's not meta, and it's not in the type 5. It's not even close. Yet it is so incredibly good. So incredibly good. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna count this up. Was it competitive? Check, check, check. Was it fun? Check, 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 check. Was it interesting? Check. Still, A+. A+ deck, man. This deck is so choice. So, as federal law requires me to say, this deck is so choice. I would highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.